Picture this, it's a Saturday morning in America. The kind of morning where the sunlight barges into your room like an uninvited guest who thinks they own the place. The birds outside are chirping like they're auditioning for a Disney soundtrack, and somewhere in the suburbs of Dayton, Ohio, a man named Ethan Riley is about to have the strangest self-conversation since mankind invented mirrors. Now, you'd think looking at your own reflection would be harmless, routine even. You brush your teeth, fix your hair, maybe judge your jawline if you've been skipping the gym. But today, Ethan's mirror has other plans. So buckle up, because what's about to happen might just change the way you look at yourself, literally. The air was crisp with early spring energy. Through Ethan's half-open blinds, the golden light of 8 a.m. sliced across the room like laser beams from a self-help commercial. His bedroom, organized chaos with a side of existential dread, looked like every 30-something's morning battlefield, laundry chair overflowing, motivational sticky notes fading on the wall, and a nightstand balancing a phone, half-drunk coffee, and optimism that expired 2 days ago. Ethan rubbed his eyes, shuffled toward the bathroom, and squinted at himself in the mirror. His reflection squinted back. He sighed. "Well, buddy," he muttered, "it's you again. Still here, still. Fine-ish." He leaned closer. There it was, the faint dark circle under his eye, the one that said, "I've been thinking too much and sleeping too little." His hair looked like it had survived mild electrocution, and his stubble was trying to form a beard but lacked commitment. Ethan splashed cold water on his face, wiped it with a towel, and stared again. That's when it happened. The mirror blinked. He froze. No, seriously, it blinked. The reflection blinked after him. Ethan rubbed his eyes. "Okay, I either need more sleep or fewer YouTube rabbit holes before bed." The reflection smirked. "Oh, you need both," it said. Ethan stumbled back, nearly tripping over the bath mat. "Wow, who said that?" "Relax, Einstein. It's me. You. Well, technically, me, in the mirror version of you. But let's skip the existential crisis, we don't have that kind of time." Ethan blinked again. "I'm talking to my reflection." "Yup. Wild, right? Don't worry, you're not crazy. Just overdue for a chat." Ethan tilted his head. "I must still be dreaming. If this is a dream, it's one with bad lighting and toothpaste stains on the counter," said the reflection. "Now listen up. You've been frowning at me every morning for 6 months straight, and frankly, it's getting awkward. You stare, sigh, and walk away like I personally disappointed you. I'm not your therapist, man. I'm literally just light bouncing back at you." Ethan blinked again. "Okay. If I'm hallucinating, at least you're funny." "Oh, trust me, I'm not here for jokes. I'm here for truth. You used to smile at yourself, remember? Back when you believed you were still becoming someone instead of just maintaining someone. What happened to that guy?" Ethan crossed his arms. "Life happened. Bills, burnout, endless days that blend together. That guy didn't have deadlines or a mortgage." The reflection leaned closer. "Or excuses." That one landed like a punch. Ethan looked away, suddenly fascinated by his toothpaste tube. And there it was, the line that hit harder than a Monday alarm clock. You see, somewhere between growing up and getting by, Ethan Riley had forgotten the art of looking at himself without judgment. He'd mastered the scowl, perfected the self-critique, and turned the mirror into a courtroom where he was both the defendant and the judge. And the verdict was always, not enough. Ethan exhaled. "You don't get it," he told the reflection. "You don't deal with anxiety, or taxes, or the fact that everyone else seems to be winning while you're just trying." The reflection rolled its eyes. "Oh, please, you think I don't see what you see? I see it all, every time you stand here. But you know what I also see. You survived things that should have broken you. You show up when it'd be easier to quit. You're still standing, still trying, still showing up in front of me every morning. You think that's nothing? That's everything, dude." Ethan blinked. For a second, the corner of his mouth twitched, not quite a smile, but something close. "See?" said the reflection. "There it is. The face I've been waiting to see. You're still in there, man. You just stopped looking for yourself." Ethan rubbed his chin. "You're telling me I should smile at myself? Not should, need to. Smiling at yourself isn't arrogance, it's gratitude. It's saying, hey, I made it this far, and that counts for something." Ethan let the thought settle. He stood a little straighter. His shoulders relaxed. The mirror version smiled first, small, patient, encouraging. Ethan hesitated, then smiled back. And just like that, the bathroom filled with quiet warmth. It wasn't movie magic or divine revelation. Just a man, his reflection, and a moment of mutual recognition. Now, you might think this is silly, smiling at yourself in the mirror. But let me tell you, it's one of the bravest things you can do. Because when you smile at yourself, you're forgiving the past, accepting the present, and daring to believe the future might not be so bad after all. It's not vanity, it's victory. The reflection winked. All right, champ, baby steps. Start your day with that face, and see what happens. Ethan laughed. If I tell anyone about this, they'll think I've lost it. Yeah, well, let them. Most people lose themselves trying to fit in. You just found yourself trying to wake up. And with that, the reflection stopped talking, frozen again like a normal mirror. The bathroom was silent except for the hum of the ceiling fan. Ethan looked around, half expecting a hidden camera crew to pop out. But no, just him. He smiled again, this time wider, steadier. Somewhere deep down, something clicked. And that, dear listeners, is how it began. Not with a miracle, not with a motivational seminar or a 6-step morning routine. But with a man, a mirror, and a decision to see himself differently. The rest, well, that's what Scene 2's for. Sunday morning, America. You know the vibe, church bells in the distance, lawnmowers starting their engines like suburban roosters, and coffee brewing in kitchens that smell like hope and hazelnut creamer. But inside Ethan Riley's house, oh, it wasn't just another Sunday. It was the first day of what he'd later call the reflection revolution. Ethan stood in front of his bathroom mirror again, toothbrush in mouth, hair wild but spirit lighter. He grinned mid-brush, toothpaste foam making him look like a rabid superhero. He spat, rinsed, and leaned in. Morning, he said. The reflection smiled back, silent this time, but somehow louder than words. Ethan nodded. We're doing this, one smile at a time. He headed to the kitchen, turned on the radio, and started cooking eggs like he was auditioning for a breakfast commercial. Outside, the neighborhood hummed with typical American harmony, sprinklers misting driveways, kids zipping by on bikes, a golden retriever chasing a tennis ball like it was chasing purpose. Ethan opened his laptop at the dining table, same spot where he'd once battled deadlines and monsters of procrastination. But today, the energy was different. He wasn't working against himself anymore. He was working with himself. And people noticed. His sister called that afternoon. You sound different, she said. Do I? He asked. Yeah, happier, like you stopped auditioning for life and just started living it. He chuckled. Maybe I finally got the part. And isn't that something? When you change how you see yourself, people start hearing it in your voice. Confidence doesn't always shout. It hums, like background music in a movie scene that just feels right. That week, Ethan began small rituals. Every morning before leaving for work, or, on work from home days, before opening his laptop, he'd look into the mirror, take a deep breath, and smile. Not the forced grin people give in awkward Zoom calls. A real one, the kind that says, I'm okay. I'm enough. Let's go. And every time he did, life seemed to meet him halfway. Traffic bothered him less. Coffee tasted better. His writing flowed smoother. Even his neighbor Dave, the guy who revved his pickup at 7 a.m. just to feel alive, suddenly seemed tolerable. It wasn't that the world changed, it was that Ethan did. But one afternoon, the real test came. His boss called. Ethan, emergency meeting in an hour. We need a new campaign angle by tonight. Can you handle it? Old Ethan would have panicked. He'd spiral into caffeine, chaos, and overthinking. But new Ethan, he took a breath, walked to the bathroom, and looked at his reflection. You got this, he said softly. The reflection nodded back. And he did have it. The campaign landed perfectly. The client loved it. Ethan didn't just meet the deadline, he owned it. Now, before you roll your eyes and say, all this from just smiling at yourself. Yeah, actually. Because smiling at yourself isn't magic. It's mindset. It's reminding your brain that you're not the enemy. You're the ally. And when you start treating yourself like someone worth cheering for, everything changes. That night, Ethan took a walk. The streetlights glowed warm, the sky painted in lazy pinks and blues. He passed porch after porch, families laughing, teenagers on skateboards, couples holding hands, and for once, he didn't feel like he was watching life through a window. He was part of it. He stopped at a shop window and caught his reflection in the glass. The same face, same hair, same slightly crooked smile, but somehow, it looked alive. He grinned. Hey, you. The reflection grinned back. And that, my friends, is the power of perspective. The mirror didn't change. Ethan did. The world didn't suddenly get easier, he just got kinder to himself. Turns out, the hardest person to forgive, to motivate, to love, is often the one brushing their teeth right in front of you. Ethan walked home under the glow of the streetlights, humming to himself. Back in his room, he set his alarm, placed his phone face down, and glanced once more at the mirror across the room. It caught the light just enough to wink back. He smiled, whispered, "See you tomorrow," and turned off the lamp. The room filled with soft darkness and quiet peace. So here's the takeaway, folks. Every morning, you face a choice: see the flaws, or see the fighter. Frown at the past, or smile at the progress. The mirror doesn't judge, it reflects what you bring to it. So the next time you catch your reflection, don't just look, really see. Smile, because that person looking back, they've been waiting for you to believe again. And who knows, maybe that's all the motivation you'll ever need.
Like and subscribe if you want to be happy and motivate.